I'm Patrick Bailey with IQList.com. Today's April 30th, 2022, and this video is round 2 of many more rounds to go, I think, of fixing and slicing this T-Rex skull. Now, Britt Scott, a fellow 3D printer enthusiast, he went and fixed the skull and sent it to me. And I did a quick test, and it does seem to work in OpenSCAD where I can tear it apart. And it seems to have more detail than the one I did. So now let's go and see how well it worked. Okay, so here is my original dinosaur that I printed a long time ago, and I still haven't updated the files on him. But the video we did last time, round 1, where the issue was, we couldn't break this apart in OpenSCAD. So I dumbed it down in Fusion 360 so I could, but as we can see, this lines up with, let's see, right there. It's that tooth and that tooth, that tooth and that tooth. And you can see, that's the one I did, and you can see it's just, we're missing these nice little, I won't call them scars, but these little marks in their teeth that look really cool. Too dumbed down. Now the file I got, which was a full skull, and I used my OpenSCAD to break it down again, just as a proof of concept. See, look at that. Tooth, 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 tooth. That looks good. I think that's more than acceptable. So with that, let's go talk about a few more things, but I think this is going to work. Okay, let's show a couple of URLs. So this is the original T-Rex that was out there. And actually, it's made by MakerBot. It's been out there a long, long time. It's a brilliant design. If you've never printed this skull out, do. It's just something that's really cool to show off. It's a really good design print. And it's, oh man, when I take it to the homeschool conference, the kids are gaga for it. And when I made this big one last year, the kids went really crazy for it. And they like it. It's a great print. If you haven't printed it out, do. Now, I think I may have mentioned this before in another video, but this is the giant one that someone put out there. So they just took the time to split this up into different pieces so you could print it more easily, and then also different ways to connect it. Now, the way they did it, I think they could replace the pins they did with just straight pins. I think it would work just fine. And also, it was just too big for my needs, and it worked well, but I killed this last year where I did split stuff apart, and I was getting ready to do everything, then life kind of overcame and I didn't put anything out there. But I think what I've done for splitting apart, I think it can be done better. So last time I didn't use OpenSCAD to split it apart, and this time I did, and it failed. But I'm glad some people brought up some other ideas and some other thoughts on this, and I'm really happy that, let me get my name, I want to give credit where credit is due, that Britt Scott went out there and fixed it beyond what I could do with the talents that I have right now, to get an acceptable design, to get all the details in there. I think it's going to work really well. So now I'm going to go through and take the time over the next week or so and split it apart really well. In fact, some of the thoughts I had now that I have these details is to clean this up. So I think I'm going to remove this little thing where you can actually post in here. And I think I'm going to change that where I have one where there's nothing, because some people might want that, and have an alternate one where either I'm going to replace this one with a thread, because that gives you a lot more strength to hold something, or if I have to split this in two, put dual threads on either side, giving you more strength and more options if someone wants to mount it in some way, in some fashion. So there's a lot of ideas. Now that I think I have the tools I need to split it apart and be successful. And then the idea is once I get it all done, we'll put it out there on printables. We'll put it out there, it's like, and just simple prints, like put the G-code out, because a lot of people just want the G-code, get it done, or definitely the STL files, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it takes. If it's 5 files, 6 files, 10 files, just print this, don't think about it, print this, don't think about it, stick the pins in, glue it up, and you're good to go. Okay, let's see. But I guess lastly, we'll kind of show the OpenSCAD real quick. And this is real simple. We're just kind of splitting it apart and getting into the place I want. And here is the version I did. And although it comes out a little better once I render it, you can see just how bad it is. It just looks really ugly, and it looks really ugly here in OpenSCAD as is in the viewer. And if I bring in the one that Britt Scott did, and it will be improved if I render it, but look how much better that is. Let me see if I can get these a little better side by side. There we go. Look, we saw them physically together, but also the virtual presence there, it just is reflective. It's just a much better design. So at some point I need to go pick his brain and see how he did it. I'm very appreciative that he did. And it could be the fact, hey, there's a lot of people out there who know better than me or have different ideas or just, utilizing everyone else in the community where it's just like, hey, let's get this done. Someone else help me. But I would also like to go, okay, I got the Fusion 360 idea to work every single time. Poorly, but it worked. What is going to be a solution out there that works as well as this, and Britt Scott might have it, that you can take a design that's not working in OpenSCAD that you want to import and be guaranteed to fix it and to fix it in a good way, so that it still renders fairly quickly. I want to get that process down. I'm going to have to go bug Britt and figure out what he did or get all that information. So more to come. And I'm really excited to get this medium size, T-Rex skull out there in an easy little printable way. With that, let's wrap this up with a reminder that 3D printing is an adventure you're on, and I'm on too. You can develop your skills and knowledge and take this in so many ways. You can make a business out of this. You can teach others, and you can make some amazing designs. So design it, engineer it. I finally have the layer test going on next to me. I'm hoping to see how many layers it takes to get a good color when going from black to yellow or white, and if more purging makes a difference. I might change the way I make magnets from what I learn. Now once I get all the details together, of course I'll be making a video and sharing the information I find out. But we shall see, because right now I do have some magnets where I went from black to yellow, and the yellow is not yellow enough. There are not enough layers. I did something wrong. I need to go figure it out.